It's a...
Back with you. And we were discussing parades for public holidays, and I said yes. Okay, fans.
No.
No, teacher.
Well,
maybe a musical festival, no?
Musical festival, yes.
Yes. Okay, what about special meals?
Yes.
Yes, special meals. Yeah. Family gatherings.
What is the meaning?
Remember our topic in the face-to-face unit? Gathering together means that you are having a meeting, yeah, with some people. So in this case, family gatherings is you and your family, your relatives.
Yes, teacher, maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
Cases.
It's another form to say meeting or get together.
Exactly. It's another way to say that.
What is the difference between that words? Gathering,
They are
get
very
together.
colloquial, informal. They are all possible ways to say the
Gathering
same.
is more informal?
They are. Get together, gatherings, yeah, I told you more informal than a meeting, but it's the same. It's just, they are synonyms. Okay, family gatherings for weddings. For carnivals, I'm not sure. I don't think so. For music festival, well, maybe that you go with your, I don't know, cousin or brother, but having the whole there, like a meeting, maybe not. Fair, balloons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bride.
No.
Not really. Food stalls. Yeah, with popcorn and candies and things. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
In which other event can you find food stalls? In which other event?
A bride?
In wedding?
Food stalls. Wedding?
Wedding, yes.
Yeah, maybe they have something there, small, or like the main meal. Queues. Do you remember the pronunciation of this? It's just very easy, but it sounds like, or it seems like, woof, lots of letters, but no, it's just queue. Do you understand the word queue,
No,
right?
Yes, yes.
What is the other way to say queue? This one is very British.
Line.
Line. This one is very British. Line is more like an American word, but queue is very British. Okay, where do we find queues or lines? Carnivals? No, I'm not sure. No.
Musical festival.
Fair.
Music festival, fair, and I don't think so for the other
Fair
one.
to enter to the roller coaster.
Yeah, fair for sure. Queues in fairs, yeah. But in carnivals, I don't think so, because in carnivals we just see, like parades and people go and march and dance and, they enjoy like that, but not like staying in a queue or a line just for, doing something. I don't think so. Okay, funerals, a coffin. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sure.
Yeah. A ceremony.
Yes.
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 Fireworks.
No.
No. It's a sadly moment.
Yeah. Flower arrangements.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course, teacher.
Okay, my dear friends, we have analyzed all the vocabulary. Now we're going to listen. Well, these are 3 people talking about an event. You guys need to do this. You're going to take notes and tell me which event is each person talking about. So they will mention 3 events because there are 3 people. I guess there are 3 different events. Let me see. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yes, 3 events for 3 people. Okay? And that way, you guys will also listen to some of these words that are the ones that we are going to analyze tonight, quantifiers, So maybe if you just, like can identify those ones, you can also write them down. And I will explain that after it. Okay, let's go. Ready for making notes? Let's listen to 3 people talking about events, and you will tell me which one. Yeah, let's go.
Unit 7, Recording 2. Harriet.
Quite a few of my friends had absolutely huge, which cost thousands and thousands of pounds, with like a mega expensive dress, a massive cake, loads of flower arrangements everywhere, and literally hundreds of guests. Loads of their parents' friends. I mean, one of my friends didn't even know some of the guests at her own. I mean, how crazy is that? She had hardly any time to talk to her own friends because she was so busy being polite to people she didn't know. And then you hear all these stories about people getting really stressed beforehand when it's supposed to be like a joyful occasion.
Do you understand why do we hear a blip?
No.
Okay, don't worry.
No, teacher.
Okay, sorry. That blip, like, yeah, is because that's what you guys need to guess. Yeah? So every time she or he wants to talk about the event, yeah, you will hear a blip. That is that sound. Yeah, that's why the instruction says you're going to hear 3 people talking about an event from exercise 1, but the name is blipped out. So it's like, yeah, she doesn't mention it, so you guys are guessing. According to all the context she or he will give you, you will tell me which is the event. So do not get worried about it, okay? Yeah? Okay, let's continue. Do you want to continue or start again?
Start again, please.
For sure.
Unit 7, Recording 2. Harriet.
Quite a few of my friends had absolutely huge, which cost thousands and thousands of pounds, with like a mega expensive dress, a massive cake, loads of flower arrangements everywhere, and literally hundreds of guests. Loads of their parents' friends. I mean, one of my friends didn't even know some of the guests at her own. I mean, how crazy is that? She had hardly any time to talk to her own friends because she was so busy being polite to people she didn't know. And then you hear all these stories about people getting really stressed beforehand when it's supposed to be like a joyful occasion. Another of my friends fell out with her future mother-in-law over the arrangements. Apparently, the mother-in-law nearly didn't come to them, though luckily they made it up before the big day. But it's ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, as I say, I'd been to several of these and it was all far too impersonal. There was far too much fuss. So anyway, Freddie and I decided we wanted something completely different. So we've just invited close family and a few old friends to the ceremony and the reception, and we're saving the money my parents gave us to spend on our new flat. We'll have a nice party a couple of weeks later to celebrate with all our friends, and it'll be fantastic. No stress, none of my mother's friends. Heaven.
Okay, that was the first event. Oh, sorry. Now let's listen to Bethany to the second event. Or do you want to repeat the first one and you finish your notes and then we listen to the second one? Instead of just listen to the 3 of them at once, what do you prefer? Boys and girls. Whatever is better for you, that's okay for me. What do you prefer? Continue.
Again.
Sorry. Continue with the second one, and then at the end we do double check or double check right away.
Yes.
What?
Yes, please.
The first one or the second?
All. The first one.
Okay, so we double check right away. We finish the event. Okay, perfect. So we listen to each event twice and no more. Yeah, so that you don't repeat the whole thing. Cool. Okay, listen again.
Absolutely huge.
Unit 7, Recording 2. Harriet.
Quite a few of my friends had absolutely huge, which cost thousands and thousands of pounds, with like a mega expensive dress, a massive cake, loads of flower arrangement everywhere, and literally hundreds of guests, loads of their parents' friends. I mean, one of my friends didn't even know some of the guests at her own. I mean, how crazy is that? She had hardly any time to talk to her own friends because she was so busy being polite to people she didn't know. And then you hear all these stories about people getting really stressed beforehand when it's supposed to be like a joyful occasion. Another of my friends fell out with her future mother-in-law over the arrangements. Apparently, the mother-in-law nearly didn't come to them. Though luckily they made it up before the big day, but it's ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, as I say, I'd been to several of these and it was all far too impersonal. There was far too much fuss. So anyway, Freddie and I decided we wanted something completely different. So we've just invited close family and a few old friends to the ceremony and the reception, and we're saving the money my parents gave us to spend on our new flat. We'll have a nice party a couple of weeks later to celebrate with all our friends, and it'll be fantastic. No stress, none of my mother's friends. Heaven.
Okay.
Bethany.
Now, second event.
Is basically a day that most people spend with their families. They have a big family gathering, either at home or in a restaurant, a special meal with special dishes, and everyone eats far too much food, and then no one can move, so they all sit around and watch TV. There are always several big football matches on TV, and there's also a big parade that you can also watch on TV with like amazing floats and costumes and balloons and fireworks. So that's kind of fun to watch if you've got nothing better to do. But basically, it's a pretty lazy day after you've finished eating. And surprisingly, it's not particularly commercial. Very few people exchange presents or cards. You might take a small gift if you're invited to someone's house for a meal, some flowers or a little candy for the kids. But really, it's all quite low-key. It's really nice in that way.
Dan. I guess I'm a bit of a...
We are going to repeat Bethany and then listen to the last one.
Bethany.
Okay.
Is basically a day that most people spend with their families. They have a big family gathering, either at home or in a restaurant, a special meal with special dishes, and everyone eats far too much food, and then no one can move, so they all sit around and watch TV. There are always several big football matches on TV, and there's also a big parade that you can also watch on TV with like amazing floats and costumes and balloons and fireworks. So that's kind of fun to watch if you've got nothing better to do. But basically, it's a pretty lazy day after you've finished eating. And surprisingly, it's not particularly commercial. Very few people exchange presents or cards. You might take a small gift if you're invited to someone's house for a meal, some flowers or a little candy for the kids. But really, it's all quite low-key. It's really nice in that way.
Okay. That was about the second one. Maybe if you guys are taking notes, you will tell me what are the positive things of the event and what are the negative things about it. And the last one, guys.
I guess I'm a bit of a freak, really. I go to more or less any I can. Sometimes I manage to get work as a steward in return for like a free ticket. It's always really exciting when you arrive. There's this amazing buzz that you get from being surrounded by thousands and thousands of people. All of them there like to enjoy themselves. I love the feeling when you wake up and gradually everyone comes out of their tents and slowly the place comes to life. And there's this build-up of excitement as the bands are about to start playing. First, the small bands on several different stages, building up to the headline act at the end of the evening on the main stage. Some are friendlier than others, but there's usually a great atmosphere. You can get talking to anyone, really. The party really starts about midnight after the bands have finished, and I often stay up most of the night. I never get enough sleep. What else? These days, I would say the facilities in most places are pretty good. There are usually enough toilets, though there are always massive queues, and there are plenty of stalls to buy food and drink, though none of it's cheap. And of course, there's always loads of merchandise on sale, band t-shirts and stuff. I always spend far too much money. There's one thing that always annoys me, though. There's never enough water. You know, not enough taps for getting water to wash or drink. And you always have to walk miles to find a tap. Apart from that, I don't have many complaints. I just wish I had more time to see more bands.
And the last time for this guy. And remember to tell me the good things and the bad things. This one was a little bit long.
Thousands of people, you know.
Commercial. Very few people.
Okay.
Dan. I guess I'm a bit of a freak, really. I go to more or less any I can. Sometimes I manage to get work as a steward in return for like a free ticket. It's always really exciting when you arrive. There's this amazing buzz that you get from being surrounded by thousands and thousands of people. You know, all of them there like to enjoy themselves. I love the feeling when you wake up and gradually everyone comes out of their tents and slowly the place comes to life. And there's this build-up of excitement as the bands are about to start playing. First, the small bands on several different stages, building up to the headline act at the end of the evening on the main stage. Some are friendlier than others, but there's usually a great atmosphere. You can get talking to anyone, really. The party really starts about midnight after the bands have finished, and I often stay up most of the night. I never get enough sleep. What else? These days, I would say the facilities in most places are pretty good. There are usually enough toilets, though there are always massive queues. And there are plenty of stalls to buy food and drink, though none of it's cheap. And of course, there's always loads of merchandise on sale, band t-shirts and stuff. I always spend far too much money. There's one thing that always annoys me, though. There's never enough water. You know, not enough taps for getting water to wash or drink. And you always have to walk miles to find a tap. Apart from that, I don't have many complaints. I just wish I had more time to see more bands.
Okay, my dear friends, we are ready for sharing. That was long. So, tell me about the first event and tell me what are the positive things for Harriet or the negative things, the ones that she, like doesn't like much. So, what's the first event? What is Harriet talking about?
A wedding.
She's talking about a wedding.
Yeah, wedding.
Yes. And what does she think of weddings?
Is a great form for waste money. Like a friend, her friend, once or of her friend, spend a lot of money in an expensive dress and a massive cake.
Yeah, my goodness. That's the problem of weddings. Like, you have to spend lots of money, for guests. And I don't know if you really enjoy it. I think that those are cool. If you are, like the guest, that would be like wonderful. You dance, you see friends, you eat delicious food. But of course, the family, or I'm not sure if the couple, they have to spend lots of money. What else? Positive things that she finds, because she also mentions things that she likes. Which ones? Any? Anything? No? She says that it's good to invite just close family and old friends. Yeah, that's a good opportunity for just, hanging out again. What else?
Public holiday?
But that one is for the next one. Yeah, for Beth.
Teacher,
Yes.
she and his boyfriend. I decided something completely different. Inviting just a close family and a few old friends. Uh, Saving
Yes.
money or maybe.
Yeah, you are right. But that's the idea. Saving money and then they will have a party later. Yeah, like a nice party. Yes, when they can celebrate. That's a good idea. A lot of people have different traditions for weddings. Some people are just like choosing other alternatives, like maybe traveling, I don't know, investing in an apartment or something. Well, cool. Second person was Bethany. And what was the event? You said it before.
Carnival,
You mentioned it before. It was
maybe.
Public holiday, maybe?
a public holiday, yeah? One of you said it some minutes ago, a public holiday. Positive things and negative things from what Bethany said. Tell me.
In negative, she say too much food.
Yes. Too much food. Yeah. What else? She mentioned something about having a lazy day. Yeah. So maybe the idea of not doing much, yeah, or many activities. What else? For the positive things, family gatherings. Yes. What else? Guys, check out your notes. Football matches.
She said that.
Special
Okay,
food.
teacher.
Okay, sorry. Yes. Yes, it.
Yes, teacher. She said that there are several big football watching TV. Ma-
Football matches, because in some cultures, in some countries, that's like the coolest plan, to watch football. Even if you don't go to the place, but at least in TV. Here in Colombia, we don't have that culture, but maybe when our favorite, team plays, yeah, or just with the Colombian team, yeah. Okay, what else did Bethany mention, guys?
Teacher watch the parades in the TV.
Yeah, watch the parades on TV. Yes, she said that. Okay, so that's cool for some people. Some others prefer going there. Okay, and let's listen to Dan. Okay, what's the event he's talking about?
A music festival.
Music festival.
Music festival. Yes. Okay, and what does he like about it, and what he doesn't like about it?
Great atmosphere.
The atmosphere. Yes. What else?
Excitement.
Excitement. Yes, that's right. He also mentioned that. What else?
We can see so many bands in the music festival.
Yeah.
And negative is long queues.
Long queues. And he also
food stalls. No,
food stalls. He also kind of
and expensive.
expensive or cheap.
He also kind of compared, like some festivals, and he says like some of them are friendlier than the others, so you cannot expect the same, from the same event. What else? No more? Okay.
Other negative teacher is that there isn't enough water
Oh,
in
yes.
those events.
Uh-huh. And like they spend a lot of water, but there isn't like any available. So it's like, my goodness, terrible. Any other thing? No? You were talking about the food, and I think Jesse was it. I'm not sure who was talking about the food, and you were asking about cheap or expensive, and yeah, he mentioned like great facilities, forget it. So it was okay. Now,
That mentions that he spent too much money
okay, yeah.
because shirts, food, and merchandise is the
Merchandising there, okay, yeah. Expensive food and drinks, so that's why he spent lots of money. And merchandise could be for the good thing that you can have a lot around you. So there are lots of choices. Okay, cool. Now let's move to the grammar parts because later it's late take for us. So here are some of the phrases the guys used in the recording. What are we going to learn today or review? Because maybe you know them. We're going to remember quantifiers, but these ones are with other ingredients, yes, other words. And the idea is to understand which of these expressions, that include quantifiers, of course, are expressing large quantities, which ones small quantities, and which ones can be just neutral, like neither large nor small. Yeah? So, you guys are going to remember what they said, and you are going to select either one of these. Quite a few or all of my friends, yeah? They had one or two or they had hundreds of guests, okay? Select them and then I will tell you which ones express large quantities or small quantities. Go ahead. Don't take so long, like just 3 minutes for this. You guys ready? Okay. Let's remember what Harriet says about the wedding. Let's listen to Carlos. Carlos, hello. Can you help me?
Yes, teacher, my microphone not right. Yes?
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
All of my friends had huge weddings.
Which one do you use? So I can just mark it here. Which one?
Yes. All of my friends.
All of my friends had huge weddings. All?
Yes.
Quite a few.
No?
Guys, do you remember what she said? Do you think it's all of my friends or quite a few?
It's quite a few of, but I don't know what is the meaning of that quantifier.
Okay, don't worry that we will analyze it. Next one. Who can help me with the next one, please?
I can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and they had hundreds of guests.
They have hundreds of guests for the weddings. Yeah, the ones that, I mean, she sees as a negative thing. Hundreds of guests. Okay, next, please.
Teacher?
Thank you. Let's do it.
My friend didn't know. My friend didn't know any of the guests at her own wedding.
My friend didn't know
Any of the guests?
any, so it means that all the guests were unknown people for her.
Some teacher, I think some.
Maybe because we have learned that some is from positive sentences, it sounds a little bit weird, right? Maybe is that because of that one? But here, the negative is just for no, so it's okay. My friend didn't know some of the guests at her own wedding. So her own wedding, yeah. I mean, it could be a little bit, how can you say, like weird if any of the guests, yeah, are at her wedding. So some of them were strangers. Yes?
Okay, teacher, yes.
Okay, cool. Next one. Julian, you are going to read the next one?
Yeah, teacher.
Thank you.
She had she had hardly any time to talk to her own friends.
Okay. She had early. Sorry. Okay, that one. She had hardly any time to talk to her own friends. Cool. Next one.
Me, teacher.
Thank you.
We've invited a few old friends.
Okay, invited a few old friends. Yes. Okay. Next one, please. Who can read next one? Loads of is like, there is a very colloquial expression for us. You know this one? In Santander we use it a lot. Un montón. Yeah? Like very, very large amount. Yes? Okay. We'll have a party. Which one is this one? Please help me. Let me see if I can listen to one of you who I have not heard the name. Okay, someone was going to speak voluntarily. Sorry. Go ahead.
The sixth teacher. We'll have a party a couple of weeks later.
Yes, like not waiting so long. Yeah, a couple. Oh, Mabel, I have not heard your voice tonight. That's surprising, or maybe I was confused. Mabel, thank you for raising your hand.
Teacher number 7.
Okay, you are. Yeah, your voice is very known and familiar to me. Thank you. 7.
Everyone eats far too much food.
Everyone eats far too much food. Yeah, for the public holiday, so she doesn't think it's a good thing. Yeah, too much food. Good. Next one. Come on, guys. Very few people exchange presents.
Very few.
Yes, thank you. That is not a common thing we do here. Okay, next one for Dan.
Teacher, a little candy
There,
for the kids.
you take a little candy for the kids. Yes. A little candy. Okay, next. There are
20 of.
There are plenty of food stores. Okay. And next one.
Enough.
There isn't enough
There
water
isn't
available.
enough.
Yes, very good. Enough water available. Okay. And then I go to
Any.
any. So it means like any kind of age, any type. Yes. Any. So, my dear friends, which of the quantifiers express large quantities? We have okay, let me just type them here. Let's just make a little bold here. So, for large quantities, we have hundreds. Let me just put them a little bit smaller because I cannot see the whole board here. Okay, hundreds of. Yes, and you use it with countable nouns. Quite a few. That's also a lot. Quite a few. And you use it with countable nouns. Far too much. You use it with uncountable nouns. And plenty of. Plenty of is used with countable or uncountable, my dear friends. Plenty of. Don't be afraid, just tell me.
Uncountable. Uncountable.
Countable.
Uncountable.
Both. Yes.
Both?
Let's write both. No problem. Plenty of water, plenty of friends. Yeah, it's okay. But you cannot say, how can I say, they have far too much candies. No. In this case, uncountable. Now, small quantities. So for small quantities, which one? Can you help me, please? Small quantities. We have a few, yes, of course. A few and a few with countable.
Countable.
Yes, very good. What else?
A couple of?
A couple of. Yes, a couple of is just like a small amount. A couple of with countable or uncountable?
Countable.
For sure. What else? Hardly any.
A little.
Hardly any. Countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Okay, both.
Uncountable.
Both of them. Let's try B for both. Countable and uncountable. What else?
Very few.
A few. Which one? Oh, very few. Yeah, I forgot very few. Very few. Oh, sorry. Don't like it like this. Very few. Countable or uncountable?
Countable.
Yes, countable. A little. Do you say a little apples? No. So that's uncountable. A little time. Yes? Okay. What else? Any other one? For small? Maybe some?
You know, it's a intermediate quantity.
Yeah, yes, you are right. Enough is just like a neutral one. Yes, it could be in between. Yes. So, but I guess we can use some. Yes, some in the small quantities. Yes. So we. Oh my God! I didn't realize my camera was not here. So a few, a couple of, hardly any, very few, a little.
Any.
Yes. With uncountable and countable. So both. Let's try the B. And
Enough.
some with both. Cool. Well,
Enough.
but any. Sorry.
Enough.
Enough for neutral. Let's write neutral. I'm just thinking a little bit about any because if it can be reduced to 0, it will be okay. So enough. Yes, that can be, neutral. Enough. And what was the other one for just like?
But,
I will say any, which would be neutral because if you have it in small quantities, it's not like that. It may, it changes the idea. And, maybe it can also be reduced to 0. So let's put it down. Better like this. Like any festival. Yeah? It doesn't say like a lot of them or just a few of them. Any. Yes? Okay. Is it clear now? So you already know, for example, a few, and these ones, like much and many and those, but now we have other friends like quite a few. But okay, quite expresses like a big amount of something, yeah, a large quantity. So we say, okay, these ones for expressing large quantities, and this one for small quantities, and these ones are just like maybe not large or not small. Okay, I will just leave this here. Just if you want to take some notes. And now let's practice. We are ready for practicing. Or I'm not sure if you have questions before the practice. Neutral, which means neither large nor small. Okay. Let's see how you guys can use those ones or this. I hate to write with this one because it interrupts my movement. Use the prompts. Maybe that one. Let me see how much time do we have. Okay, yeah. Use the prompts below to make as many true sentences as you can about yourself, your country, your town. So let's do the first one together because we live in the same country. In my country, there are few, quite a few, too many carnivals, music festivals, or public holidays. There are a lot of possibilities for that sentence, but let's try to make one together. In our country, Colombia, there are, let's talk about carnivals first. What do you think?
Too many.
Too many carnivals? Yeah. I was thinking about few, but I'm not sure.
No.
Quite a few.
Quite a few.
No.
Quite a few? Yes? It means a lot? I was thinking just about Barranquilla's carnival and the one in Pasto. Maybe your teacher.
Yes,
but there are more.
No.
So
very few.
Yes, very few.
Very few carnivals, but a lot of them. Sorry, are music festivals. So let's separate them. So quite a few music festivals, yeah, but very few carnivals. Okay. Good. If I'm wrong, I mean, don't believe me, it's just like an example. Very few carnivals. Quite a few music festivals. Yeah.
Music festival.
And public holidays.
Too many public holidays.
13.
No.
Too many.
Well, okay. So let's have like this.
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Yeah. Quite
Too
a few.
many, no.
like quite a few, because we are perhaps the second one that has, yeah, like the biggest quantity for, I mean, we have 13. Well, once I talked to one of my students from Ecuador and he said that they have 14. So they win. Yeah. But 14 are a lot, quite a few. So yeah. Okay, now is your turn for writing the other ones. It's okay, you don't have to do 3 sentences as me. No, it's just, an example. Just choose your information, whatever you want to say about your town, about your house, about you, and make 1 sentence. Okay? Go ahead. You don't have to use them all. I mean, from these prompts, you can just have 1 sentence, and that's okay. I wanted to use them all because we were just working with example, but it's okay if you don't. Okay, let's do it. You guys are working on page 71. 71. Okay, my dear friends, I want to listen to your sentences just to finish tonight. So, who can help me? Not help me, but share with us information about your town, guys. Maybe you guys live in a different town from us, so that's interesting to know. So, okay, let me just call your names and we finish. Okay, Gerson, please. Gerson, hello? Gerson, we are about to finish. Come on. Okay.
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes.
Two?
Yeah, please. Or I don't know, maybe if you want to share another one, it's okay, no problem.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. Two in my town. There are plenty of supermarkets.
Okay, so lots of them. Okay, cool, thank you. Gerson, can you please pick one person for our meeting and that person is next?
Hey, teacher.
Thank you. Okay, come on. You're chosen. Gerson, which one did you choose? You chose Elkin, right? I think I heard.
Yes, teacher. I said a number.
Oh,
Number
you
8.
said a number. Okay, I thought you were just picking a name. Sorry. Okay, a number.
Okay. A name?
Yeah.
Elkin.
Very easy. Okay. Sorry, Elkin. I thought that was the
Okay.
first saying, and that was like you were chosen. Okay.
The second?
I don't know any of them. Whatever you want to share with us.
In my town, there are plenty of parks
Okay.
and supermarkets.
Where do you live?
And I don't know what is facilities. I don't write with my sentence with this.
Nice. Okay. No problem. Facilities for children will be, I don't know, maybe playgrounds, libraries that have, kids sections. Yes, like those are facilities for kids or for children. Okay, Elkin, can you please pick one person from the audience? One already left. My goodness.
Can I choose a number? A name?
Yeah, please, a name.
Lisette.
But Lisa, oh, Lisa, it's okay. Yeah, Lisa is fine. Okay.
Okay. At my house, there is not much noise.
Okay, interesting. That's a good one. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for sharing. Can you please pick another classmate?
Okay, Natalia.
Natalia.
Okay, teacher. Next, yes.
Okay. I mean, the one you want.
I like most classical music.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So it means that you know a lot of it, but you like most of it. Okay. Interesting. Can you please pick another person?
Okay. And Julian.
Okay, Julian. Julian?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
It's okay. Any sentence, Julian. Any sentence that you just wrote about you. Which one do you want to tell us about?
I don't like some classic music.
Okay, some classical music. Okay. Can you please pick another person?
Let me see the names. Maybe Johan? No, Johan is...
Who?
let me see. Gerson? Gerson.
Gerson. Okay, Gerson was our first one. It's okay. Gerson.
Okay, teacher. Whatever link. Okay, let me. I don't like any classical music.
Okay. Thank you, Gerson. Okay, my dear friends, thank you for sharing your ideas. We're going to stop here because I'm going to tell you what's the homework. This is the homework. Some phrases with the word take. Take after, take care of, take notes, take off, take part, take a photo, take place, take a seat, take it seriously, take your time, take up, and it takes. Maybe take up, and I'm not sure, maybe a couple of them could be not so common for you. You guys are going to work on this one for homework. Look, you have to use one of these expressions with the verb take, and you guys are going to complete these sentences with them. Okay? That's what you guys are going to do. Yes? For example, you say, thousands of people. This one is the one that is suitable for here, but yesterday, so maybe you have to change it. Thousands of people took place in yesterday's demonstration. Yes? Okay? Yeah? So you guys are going
teacher.
You guys are going to do it for homework. If you have any question, you can ask me tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for your attention and participation. See you tomorrow, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher. See you
bye.
tomorrow.
Bye-bye.